Hey everybody, welcome back to my budgeting videos. This one is going to be very different from normal. You can tell, I think, from the lighting, it's dimmer. It's because I don't have my tripod set up and I'm going with just a little overhead light in the living room that I'm at, which is another thing. I'm not at a desk. This is like one of those laptop desk things you can put on your lap so you can use your laptop without it overheating from sitting like directly on you. Yeah, so I am weeks and weeks and weeks behind on my budget. This budget that I just worked on today, I'm working on it on October 9th, and the paycheck was from the 6th, and I didn't do a budget at all from my last paycheck because I got in a car accident. So I had a car accident, I got a concussion. Okay, no, let me try to explain. I got the car accident on the Wednesday. The payday was the Friday. I was severely concussed and with whiplash and didn't even remember that it was a payday weekend until something like the following Monday or Tuesday. And all of a sudden I was like, hey, wasn't there like a thing that happened? My whole life has been sort of turned upside down. And then on top of it, the accident happened a week and a half before I was moving. So it's just been crazy because I'm supposed to be resting and not doing much physically or mentally. And yet, when you're moving, you can't just all of a sudden change the dates of everything and expect the moving companies and everything that you've lined up and paid deposits for to just be like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll just change absolutely everything without costing you an enormous amount of fees. So I had to go ahead with the move. I live alone, well, except for the cat, of course, which means that it was all on me to get everything done and keep on top of everything. I have some really great friends, and some of them came over on different evenings to help with packing, and then one of them came over after the move to help with some of the unpacking, and I owe them so much, so much. I don't know how I'll ever repay them, but I'm still kind of living in chaos because we got unpacked to like a degree that I can function, but I can't lift anything or move anything, and using my brain like actually physically hurts my head, which is new to me. I don't know if any of you have ever had a concussion, but do not recommend. It completely sucks. I get about 4 hours a day where I can function to some capacity resembling normal, and then I'm completely useless. However, I don't have paid sick days, and the laws changed over here for like insurance stuff. So even though I'm not liable at all, I'm the one that got hit. All my medical stuff is covered, but there's no kind of like a payout for like lost wages or anything. So if I don't work, I don't get paid. And I've already missed days of work from directly after the accident, and I can't afford to miss any more. I've been put on a medical thing where I'm not allowed to go into the office. I'm working full time from home because that'll help to reduce the amount of like stress put on my brain from like travel and being in an environment where I can't control like the lighting or the volume of those around me or anything like that. And it has made a difference being able to stay at home. But this whole last week, of course, like it was the first week of being in the new place, and it's like there's things that you have to do, like I have to go in person to change my address for my car insurance because I have to sign the forms, and you have to do it legally within 10 days of your move. So I'm like, I must do that. And, I had to pick up some stuff from the hardware store for the new place. And I did it as a click and collect. So if I didn't pick it up, the order would have been canceled. And I don't know, like it was not the most restful first week. I think I would have died if I'd had to also be going into the office. So this coming week is that for some evening when I'm going to have to go grocery shopping, I don't have anything that I know of right now anyways, except for some physio appointments where I have to leave the apartment. So I'm going to be a hermit and just inside and in my modified lighting conditions, and sleeping a lot because as soon as I use my brain for anything, it immediately like it's not even that like, oh, I feel tired, I want a nap. It's like my brain shuts down and it forces me to have a nap. It's like a computer forcing a reboot or something. It's the strangest thing. I don't like it. So it took everything in me to work on the budget today, but I had to because I'd already missed it for one paycheck, and like bills got to get paid, and my rent is now crazy high. So like I really need to stay on top of the math. There's nothing. Yeah, that's just like the previous pages. So I wrote out the monthly budget. I don't have a total for the cell phone because I'm really confused about what my cell phone bill is per month. I thought I knew, and then I've been off every month since I upgraded. So I just left it as blank. Every paycheck I'm putting money towards it, and then I have to try to figure out like how much I actually need to put towards it every paycheck to equal the total amount due, because two paychecks ago, The last time I did the budget, I put 50, thinking at least like then the next, because I thought it was only supposed to be a little over 100 per month for the new cell phone. And then it was way higher, but then I was all, oh, but that's right, because I went to the States, so I had to pay for like roaming. So, I was like, that's fine, it's a one-off. And then the next, when I got my notification my phone bill was due this last time, it was still showing like the full amount, not taking into account the money I put towards it. And so I was like, I'm confused. I'm just confused a lot. So I'm leaving it blank. I looked at the statement, like the PDF on my cell phone app, and I don't understand what I owe, because it shows like outstanding balance credit $50, which is like the payment I put. So I'm like, are you not putting that towards my bill? I don't get it. I'm confused. The rest of it stayed almost the same, except for parking at work right there. I've put 0 because I'm not going in for the entire month, so clearly I don't need to budget for that. Everything else, though, I think is the same there. So let me just, I'm really sorry about the lighting. I filled in the calendar just today. It's got like the rent is showing up there, as well as the damage deposit that I paid because it was the first of the month. And then, oh, I forgot to write it down, but these are paydays. So all of my bills and stuff are on there. The date for when my cell phone is due is always a guess. So let's just see if I'm right or not. Yeah, but that's the calendar. And that's just, I never fill in the day-to-day spending thing. And here's what the actual budget turned into. So it's for the October 6th paycheck, but I actually did it on the 9th, which is today. I started with a balance of $3,337.07, which, as per the usual, I feel like I say this all the time, is not a real balance. My mom sent me some money to help make up for the days of missed pay because of when I was off because of the accident. And also, like, I didn't pay bills last paycheck because I didn't even remember. So, like, I didn't move money over into sinking funds. I literally, like, my car payment went out because it goes out automatically, and I paid rent on the 1st, and then I can't even remember if I did any other sort of things resembling bill payments after that. I really don't know. So I had money sitting in there that should have been allocated to things but wasn't, as in the money that my mom very kindly sent me to help me with the budget. And it just sort of, I don't even know where to start to like pull it all apart to figure out exactly how much comes from where. I mean, I know how much like my paycheck was, but for the rest of it, it's too much for me right now. So we're just taking it as a lump sum total, not pulling out like the rollover or the money from mom or any of that, and just budgeting with it and seeing what we end up with at the end. So, oh, my pen lid's coming off. There we go. Okay, so I pulled out $650 for half of rent to go into my rent sinking fund, like the short-term one. Then my SUV payment of $266.72 will come out automatically tomorrow. So that right there is leaving me with $2,420.30. And then I owed $31.33 on my Neo credit card. I put $60 towards my cell phone. I put $300 on my line of credit. The minimum payment was like $297 or something like that. So I just decided to round it up to $300. Car insurance sinking fund, I put $67 in. My tech sinking fund, $15, tenant insurance, $7. I need to remember to call them or email or text or something because my tenant insurance is due at the end of the month, but I need to clearly change the information since I'm now living somewhere new. Oh, something to do. Travel sinking fund, $40. Dragon Boat and Presents, they share the same sinking fund, so $40 total, $20 for each. My emergency fund got $40. I put $385 into the cash envelopes, and I'll explain where I got that number from in just a minute. And then after I do all of those is when I figure out the money for the BMO MasterCard and my Visa. So my Visa was actually, it was low. I can't remember if it was completely paid off or just really, really close to it. But then, of course, like I paid for a moving company. And so, like, I put a deposit down, but then on the day, like, the final charges had to go onto the Visa. And I just, because I knew I hadn't done the budget, I was using the Visa for things that I normally wouldn't, because I'm like, the money is not over, like, I hadn't transferred the money over to my digital cash envelopes, so I couldn't pull from there to pay for things like gas or Tim Hortons run or anything like that. And I didn't want to just be pulling from the debit card because I knew I had the money in the account, but I didn't have any way of like, I wasn't tracking. Do you know what I mean? So I just like was putting things onto the Visa card I normally wouldn't, because I was just like, it was the best solution I had. So I put a $200 payment on the Visa. The Visa's doing that thing where it's showing like a negative balance right now, but then there's pending transactions, and I really don't know what's going on with like what my actual total balance is. So I have to wait. The due date for the Visa is the 4th. So then I think somewhere maybe this coming week or the week after, it'll kind of like reset on my app and show me what the actual total proper balance is, and then I'll go from there for figuring things out. So that leaves me with a balance of $1,035.02, but that's not really real. So I got returned back to me my damage deposit from my old apartment, and I wrote myself a note. The damage deposit refund is $375. So I then, from the leftover, my sticker, the leftover amount, the $1,035.02, I took out the $375. So my actual rollover is $660. The $375 I'm actually leaving in the account right now because Amazon Prime days are happening tomorrow and the 11th, and I have $200 and odd worth of stuff sitting in my cart that I'm hoping will be reduced down, that it'll be included in the sales. It's all stuff for the new place, like organization stuff, or like, like just various things I wouldn't normally be buying, except I'm trying to set up this new place, and they're things that I didn't need in the old place, but I need in the new place. So the damage deposit, I wasn't sure how I should be using it, like if I should be putting it into like a long-term savings or putting it onto debt or whatever, but I thought I'll leave it in the account. We'll see what goes on sale during Prime days in my shopping cart, and what I end up buying and what I don't, and if hopefully at least some of it goes on to the sale prices, then I'll use the damage deposit refund to go towards those purchases, so that I'm not like just adding more debt to like my credit card. And yeah, and then whatever's left over from it, I guess I'll put into savings. And then over here is the breakdown for my cash envelopes. So for Striker, you can see I put $32.50, which is his normal bi-weekly deposit, times 2. I did it times 2 because my digital cash envelopes are like down to like $16, and I didn't track. I need to track. I need to go through and actually calculate it all out, but I just haven't done it yet. So clearly, like his envelope got drained. Like they all basically got drained. Now some of them for like actual like normal expenses that would have been there, and then some not. And then also keep in mind, these cash envelopes lasted me a month instead of bi-weekly, because I didn't add anything into them at the last paycheck, and I wasn't really doing much because of like the accident, but then also because I was busy moving and just sort of like where life was at the moment. So the money lasted a month versus 2 weeks, which I think is pretty good, that I'm down to like, yeah, I'm down to 16, but I'm still not negative. But I don't like that I drained Striker's envelope because his is one that I always swore I would never touch. So I put in double the amount to make up for like missing the deposit into his last paycheck. The rest I left normal, like normal amount for groceries, take up miscellaneous, fun, and gas. I just filled up my gas tank. So if I've been thinking, I would have put the $50 I put into the cash envelope over onto the Visa, which is what I use to pay for the gas, but I was not thinking. But I also won't be going anywhere except for really like to physio and grocery shopping once a week for quite a while, I think. So my gas will last that's in the tank for a long time. I didn't put anything to step class because of course I'm not going, and because I'm not going into work right now, I'm just working from home. I didn't put anything into work parking. I'll have to get them all kind of back up again with next paycheck, because I don't know, like right now I'm not off work, but I'm working from home full-time. Sorry, my brain. I'm working from home full-time for a month, but I don't know if it's going to be extended or not. She said, like she's putting me as like working from home full-time for a month, and it'll be looked at again towards the end of the 4-week period to be reassessed. That was the word that she used. So we'll see what happens when I get reassessed. But yeah, so that is my budget right now. I couldn't even find my normal washi tape, so I used this really cute one, which I mean, I'm not mad about, but you know, there you go. I was impressed that I was able to find stickers for the calendar, because like very few things are unpacked. I have 3 pens that are unpacked, and one of them is not working properly, so luckily this one is. Yeah, that is My budget for this particular paycheck, something is blocking the camera and I don't know. Oh, that's me. Sorry. Was I doing that the whole time from the way I was holding this? Ugh. It's going to be the worst video ever, but at least it's showing that I am still kind of trying, right? That should count for something. Maybe. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I can't get existential right now. It'll hurt my brain even more, and this pretty much did me in. So yeah, I hope that your budgeting is going much better than mine and smoother, and that you are a non-concussed human being. How's your October looking? I wanted to do like a really cute October layout and stuff, but I don't even have my stickers unpacked. So I think it's going to be some kind of really like rough looking budgets for a little while until I actually get like the apartment sorted. But yeah, that's fine. We're fine. As long as realistically, like we're able to put pen to paper and write it all down and then move the money around and not fall behind on bills and keep paying off debt, that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter how cute it is, even though the cute is fun. So I will talk to you guys in a couple weeks, bringing you up to date on where things are at that point. I started taking video clips because I wanted to do like some vlogs of the actual moving process, but I haven't been able to edit them all together. So those will come to you at some point very late in the game, I think. Hope you guys are doing well with your budget and just with everything in general. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Stay safe out there.